Hello, everybody. Welcome in. It is the final show of the year here for CLX Foundry Live. I'm your host, DJ Blue PDX, and joining me live from our Wichita studio in Kansas. I said that out of order, and now it's awkward. We've got our lead technical expert, Paul Steffens, and our master builder, Zach Killingsworth. Gentlemen, guess what's happening today?
What's happening today?
It is cold as in Oregon.
It's cold here now too. It was 70 degrees on Christmas. Now you guys are cold.
Yep.
Yeah, it was literally 70 something on Christmas, and then 20 the next day.
Right.
It was crazy.
Whoa, 50-degree jump. That's
yeah. Oh yeah.
Tell me climate change ain't real. All right. So we've got a great day today. We are going to be jumping in to this build, and then later on in the show, we're going to find out who wins that incredible custom Star Citizen build with Cloud Imperium Gaming, AMD, and of course CLX. There you go, right there, the big bad ready.
Beautiful.
All right.
Alrighty.
So, we've got who's this project for?
So this is for Raquel in Byron, Georgia, down south.
What are we going to be putting in there for Raquel?
All right, so starting out with our processor, we've got the AMD Ryzen 9 9950X. To cool that, we've got our Tri-X 360 Panorama SC. For our motherboard, we've got an ASRock X870 Riptide Wi-Fi. And for our memory, we've got 2 sticks of Patriot 32GB DDR5 6000 speed. So a total of 64 gigs of DDR5 memory in this build. For our storage drives, we've got 2 of them. So our main drive is going to be a Samsung 4TB 990 Evo Plus. It's an NVMe M.2 drive. You can see it in that blue box down there. And then as a secondary storage, we got another 4TB Seagate drive. We got so many parts here, we don't got a place to put them, but this is what it looks like. So 8 terabytes of storage in this build. We also got a Creative Lab sound card in here for the extra sound performance. A whole bunch of Fantex fans, 120s and 140s. And then we've also got an ASRock 1000 watt 80 plus gold fully modular power supply.
Okay, and we are going to have a conversation a little bit later on in the show about why we're doing 120s and 140s, because that's the first ever on the show.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, is this... I know Trip says 64 gigs in this economy? Good Lord. Well, welcome in, everybody. If you have questions about anything that you might hear, terminologies or otherwise, please feel free to ask us. Why? Because that's what we're here for. We're here to answer your questions. And apparently to give away a PC. So there we go. So our chassis today is going to be... it's a set XT View mid-tower in black, as you can see right there. Lots of viewing space right there. So, as he's getting everything set up, Paul, what can you tell me about the case?
All right, so this is an XT View from Fantex. Now, we haven't seen these on the show for a while, but we do sell a decent amount of these. It's a pretty standard size case. It's good if you want something small, but you still need a full ATX motherboard. We've got intake fans right here and one here. Now, we're obviously going to have some fans on the top with the radiator in this build. And then if you want extra, you can put extra fans in this area. It would be a little bit weird because it would cover up your hole for your wires. So we don't usually see that. But we've got some built-in RGB on here. Type-C, USB 3.0 at the top, along with a headset and mic port and some other like fan color buttons, power reset button, all that standard stuff.
I love this view because you actually see how that the meshing on the bottom, it's not just solid steel. It is a mesh all the way around for cooling.
Yeah,
you can see right through it.
Obviously, our power supply is going to be down there, but if you did put fans in here, they could intake through that mesh. So
that's fantastic. All right. So we're going to kick off with our motherboard. As you get that out of the packaging. These guys are all wintered up, and I'm down here in the basement. Kevin is doing a glass project, and so he's got 2 kilns on. And it has got to be, normally this is like 65 right there. I like it. That's what I like down here. Now it's got to be like 77.
Man, I think we got
it's not quite 80
up here. I was telling Zach before this, I'm in that awkward stage where if I have my jacket on, I get warm, and then if I take it off, I get cold. So,
right?
Maybe
I hate that
take a
stage.
layer off halfway through the stream. We'll see.
All right. By the way, thank you for that Prime sub there, Renarsol. Woohoo! Welcome in, everybody. Glad to have you here. All right, let's talk about the motherboard. So for our motherboard, we've got an ASRock X870 Riptide Wi-Fi ATX motherboard. And this thing comes with all the bells and whistles. So let's take a look at, first of all, it's got great cooling options there. Keeps everything nice and done.
So
North
cool.
Bridge, South Bridge, all covered. It's cool, so fresh and so cool. All right, as for our, nice backplate. As for our I.O., now this is going to be out of order, Zach. So you've got your, it's very top, it looks like you've got your HDMI, you've got your 2 antenna, right? Then you got your, right? 4 USB 2 ports. There are 2 USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type A ports. That's 10 gigs up and down. You've got 3 USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type A ports. That's 5 up and down. And those are Lightning gaming ports. Also, those USB 3.2 Gen 2, they also support Ultra USB power. Helpful. You've got your RJ45 LAN. You've got your 2 USB Type C ports, 40 gigs up and down. And you've got your, obviously, your optical and line out microphone. And with that, no wonder they're using a sound card. All right. First things first. If you've never built a PC, this is how it works. You got to give it a brain. The brain for this one is absolutely incredible. This is an AMD Ryzen 9 9950X3D. Now, Paul, I know I've asked this before, but I'm going to ask it again. When it comes to the X3D, it's a bit different than the other processors. How is that, and why is that something that's important?
So this one is just the X. This is not the X3D one.
That's what I had in my system. My bad.
That's all good. So the 3D is a way of vertically stacking their cache to give you more cache, which equates to better performance. The non-X version, this is still a Ryzen 9 9950X. It's still incredibly fast. 16 core, 32 thread, base speed of 4.3, and it will boost all the way up to 5.7. So this is still a great gaming processor. It just doesn't have the new X3D technology. But yeah, this thing's still going to crush everything you throw at it.
Hopefully you don't throw anything at your processor, though. That kind of damage is not covered under warranty.
Electronically throwing at it. Electronically speaking, maybe.
So right now what Zach is doing is he's prepping the board for the cooling solution. And that's going to be, there's a couple different ways of doing this. Zach, walk me through what's the difference between this and other frameworks.
Yes, so ideally what we want to do is we want to, like this is a big ol' AIO box unit. So inside the box unit, there will be a bunch of different hardwares for setting it up. You'll have your AMD hardware and your Intel hardware. You just want to either read the manuals to select the proper hardware to install everything and get it all mounted up.
There we go. Now, as far as cooling is concerned, once we get that little guy out there, we're going to be doing a Tri-X. By the way, we did find out how to say the word. A Tri-X Panorama SE in black. These are really amazing for 2 things. A, it's an AIO. B, it's got that beautiful wraparound screen. Paul?
Yeah, this screen is what makes the Tri-X really stand out from everything else. So essentially it's 2 different screens right here. You can treat them as one, we usually do, but if you wanted to have one image on one and one on the other, you can. I believe it's a 2K resolution. It's got its own memory inside of this, so it doesn't use system memory for all that. We have played around with this a ton. If you've been watching the show and seen some of our builds, we like building custom graphics. So even our Star Citizen Welcome to Nyx systems back there have a completely custom Star Citizen movie that plays on the AI.
I love it.
So it's, yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do with these, but yep.
I want to put eyeballs on mine. If I ever get one, I want just 2 eyeballs staring straight out, but then have them focus like this, so it looks like they're staring at you no matter where you go. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That could be fun. Now, an AIO, as far as it's concerned for cooling, is kind of the industry standard at the moment. But there are other ways of cooling your system, and how is this different than those?
So you can go with air cooling, or you can go with an open loop system. So an air cooling is what I would call a step down, but there are some pretty nice air coolers out there that can keep up with an AIO. Probably not as much as a 360, but there's some good ones out there. And then open loop is where you have like custom tubes bent. We do offer that as well. Typically they're clear, so you can see the color fluid. You can pick every color under the rainbow, pick your fittings, all that fun stuff. But these AIOs, this is what I go with in my personal PC at home. They're just super easy to install. You never have to maintain them, add fluid, or like bleed air out of them or anything. You just install them and you're good to go.
Big shout out over there to the red side. I know we got Hawking ETA, Xylo, and Miguel Nevada Kokoro Okami. I think I said that right. And I can't read that, but Habla English? Oh, yeah, I can't. I would not want to absolutely bastardize somebody's language. It's just, yikes. I have this thing, like, I'll screw up a name on accident, but I'm really not going to try and look like an idiot with somebody else's language. Okay, now, when you put in an AIO, you're going to have to power it, and there's a bunch of different ways to do it, but Zach's kind of got this process down to a fine science, and it actually works out really well. Zach?
Yes, so all liquid coolers and heat distribution devices are going to come with a cable on them. Some cables are a lot of cables because the AIO has a screen on it, like this one. This is probably one of the easiest ones on the market. Tri-X has done a phenomenal job at making this very user-friendly on getting plugged in. This guy literally only has a USB to power the screen, and we've got a fan header to power our pump. So we just want to make sure that we get those plugged in properly, and we are good to go.
Nice. Get that thing routed around, and you're all set. All right, next up, as you see, he's moving those little mount pieces. We're going to be putting in some 64 gig Patriot Viper. These are two 32 gig sticks. It's DDR5 6000, so it's hella fast, and there's room for expansion. So we always start with slot 2 and 4. So if you've never built one before, 2 and 4 is where you begin. Why is that, Paul? And what's the advantage of having 2 extra ports?
So having 2 extra slots open is just gives you the ability to upgrade in the future. It's really the main advantage there, which is always great. So yeah, I always like to go that route. That way you can get more life out of your PC. You don't have to buy a whole new motherboard if you need more RAM. Right.
And this is similar to what I have DDR5 6000 in mine, and it is wildly fast. It's crazy that now it's even faster than 6000, which brings us to our next thing we're going to talk about, and that is the hard drive. Well, it's not really a hard drive. It's an M.2. We do have a hard drive on site, though. Your OS, the operating system is going to be a 4 terabyte Samsung 990 Evo Plus M.2 that you just saw him install right there. Little bitty. Look, it looks like a stick of gum. And it just plugs right in there. And I am so glad that motherboard companies are now making it like a swivel switch instead of that stupid screw that I spent 8 hours trying to install the other day. All right, now as far as our secondary storage is going to go, it's going to be another 4 terabyte, but this is a 4 terabyte Seagate Barracuda, so that's a lot bigger than the other one. Mm-hmm. So what's the difference between an HDD, an SSD, and an M.2?
So the main difference you need to be aware of is the performance, the speed. So there's moving parts inside of this drive that Zach's holding right here, so it's a lot slower than that M.2. But it is way cheaper than that M.2. Both of them are 4 terabytes, but this Seagate one is going to be a fraction of the cost of the M.2. So it's a great way if you just need some extra storage that doesn't need to be super fast. It's definitely the way to go there.
Wyatt Sullivan has a great question over here on the YouTube side. It says, how long until DDR6 RAM becomes reality, do you think?
So it'll be a few
2
years.
days.
Yeah, it'll be a few years. Since DDR5
2026. Welcome DDR6, baby. I don't know.
Okay, that would be hilarious if that actually happened.
Just day one.
Yeah, we're doing it.
New parts. Oh, and
All
we're
right.
also starting over with our number schemes.
That'd be great.
So, obviously, the fan alignment arrangement, I don't have all of those numbers. So I'm going to ask you a question. First of all, these are going to be 6 Fantex SK120s. Now, we also heard there's going to be 140s. Paul, walk us through what the difference is and how that affects the airflow.
About 20 millimeters difference there, DJ.
So this is bigger, better, and
yeah, your 120s are your standard size case fan. 140 is also pretty standard. This is a good way to show you. So we're just gonna have a 140 in the back since this case can do it. But if you look, this is the size difference. Sorry there, Zach, I'm messing up your screws. So you can see the size difference there. I mean, it's definitely noticeable, especially if you see it in person.
Noticeably different.
You're just gonna get a lot more airflow with the 140s. But since we can throw one in here for the exhaust, that's what we're doing. Just give the customer a little bit more better performance.
Yeah. DDR7 before the Cowboys Super Bowl. There we go.
DDR10 before the Cowboys Super Bowl. Come on now.
Let's see here.
As long as Jerry Jones is still alive.
Mike Jones.
Oh, Jolly. Hello, thank you. I appreciate it. That's what we love to do.
Like Jerry Jones just looks like White Yoda. There's some good memes out there. Hayden is a Dallas fan, so.
Oh no!
Yeah, Google Jerry Jones White Yoda. You'll have a giggle.
End of the world before GTA 6. Yes, basically.
Jerry Jones is Zach.
Again.
Okay, I'm gonna show
guy?
you. Yeah, he's the owner of the Cowboys.
Oh, owner. Okay.
Yeah, he is a dinosaur. But here we go. I'm gonna show.
I thought that was
live reaction.
I thought that was.
So this is Jerry Jones. This is a good picture of him. This is a more current picture of him.
We're all.
He's this guy, right? Jerry Jones. Now we look at Jerry Jones Yoda. He's what? Yeah.
The modern Mr. Burns.
Him.
Yeah, modern day Mr. Burns definitely follows through. DJ Vertical's in the house. Yes.
Look at them, dude. They're related. For sure.
So Vert has a really good question. What kind of power usage in CFM are you getting with 120 versus 140? Good question.
So yeah, I'm not sure the exact measurements between power usage and CFM there on these 120s and 140s, but a little bit more DJ Vertical. That's what I'll say. That'll be our official. A little bit more.
Deathmech, Medib, and Ben Shushan. Ben, it's been a minute. Welcome in. We got Sir Chilicon over on the red side. We've got Xylo, and Mahiro Yoma says every COD player is in shambles. Yes, actually. So yeah, 8 terabytes is a lot of space. That's a lot of space. So I only have 5. I say only, and I'm still downloading games. So we've got your case. Now, at the end of the ASRock nomenclature, it says ATX. Can you walk us through what that means in terms of how you gauge that you have the right motherboard? Because we all know that story of the person who shall go unnamed that put the wrong size motherboard in and then started using tin snips to clip everything out. Did not work well.
So ATX is just a form factor. So you're going to have ATX cases and ATX motherboards. You want those to match when you're putting them together. Now a smaller motherboard can obviously fit in a larger case, but a larger case cannot fit, or a smaller case cannot fit a larger motherboard. So you want to make sure that there, but that's what that is, it's the form factor. So this is a full ATX motherboard. Standard size is going in a full ATX chassis. Now the standoffs that Zach's going to be setting it to are set up for a full ATX, but you could put an MATX or an ITX in there. Sometimes when you put that tiny motherboard in here, though, it can just look a little weird. So, yep.
Bodita asks, who was the lucky person who will have this PC? And this is going to be our friend Raquel in Georgia. So definitely awesome. Legendary Hawk is over there. Happy soon to be 2026 fam. Yeah. You know what my goal for 2026 is? I'm going to grow hair.
Oh, man.
No, I'm not. So when you're putting in a motherboard, there's things that you have to really pay attention to. One of those things is standoffs. You might think that you just want to screw the motherboard right into the back of the PC. That is not the case. Paul?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so standoffs are what separate the motherboard from the frame of the chassis here. So when you see Zach putting in these mounting screws, those are going into the standoffs. We don't want our motherboard to sit directly on the frame of the chassis because that could short out our motherboard and cause anything from small issues to your motherboard catching on fire. So this is a really good shot. You can see the side of the PCB. It's kind of that yellowish lighter color there you can see under the RAM and how it's not directly touching the back of the chassis. That's exactly what those standoffs are doing.
Yeah. Yeah, whoever's getting this computer is going to have a good game library. Agreed. Yeah, I do not regret getting the 4 terabyte M.2 for my games. That was a brilliant availability at the time. So, haven't touched COD in a while. I mean, I just had fish and chips the other day. How am I? I am ready for the holiday. It's been a lot of. It's been a weird one for me. So, as far as how does the PCI external sound card compare to the motherboard's integrated one? Excellent question, OS.
The PCI external sound card, the Sound Blaster we're using. This is a Sound Blaster Pro. It's got a few more customization options for video outputs in the back. I'm not really a big audiophile. I've never had a sound card in my system. But it will improve audio quality. I don't know exactly what all these are for. TJ, you could definitely tell us.
Yep, there we go. Okay, so with the Sound Blaster, you have obviously multi-input. So you can set it up as a 5.1 surround sound. You can change whether it's an input or output so that you've got a difference. If you're doing any type of sound engineering or game development or film editing, you're going to want to have that surround sound option there so you get the full fidelity of what's going on if you're using speakers. Now, if you're using like 5.1 or 7.1 surround sound headphones, whole different story. But you have to check. This is something that I had to really make a point of this when I was teaching college, was that just because it sounds incredible on your headphones doesn't mean it sounds incredible with speakers in your room. So you got to check and make sure that is. And the sound blasters are absolutely top notch, top of the market. They're incredible. Don't have allergies? Oh, I do have allergies. Oh, no. I think it was supposed to be allergies.
I think it's saying we don't deliver to Algeria.
Oh, Algeria.
Algier.
Algier.
You know what would be great is if I could actually learn to read.
If I had a map, I would not be able to tell you where Algeria
Oh, I
is.
could
Really?
just base all on the board game Pandemic.
Oh, okay.
Because
Where is-
I only
Algier
know-
is there. It's in this area. If this was the map, it's in this area of the world.
Like Eastern Europe or Western Europe?
Yeah. It's over there.
Somewhere.
I know of
Definite
Algeria
says
because
Pandemic is such a
of
fun
Tiny
game.
Toons. Animaniacs.
Someone knows.
Okay, woo, I'm falling behind
Is
up here.
Algeria different from Algier?
I don't know.
That is an excellent dang question. What graphics card are we putting in this bad boy, says Zelo? It is going to be a RTX 5070 Ti. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Now, while we're installing these fans, obviously the radiator's at the top. What's the whole... Oh, it's in North Africa. Thank you, Yassine. How do you want to make sure that you're positioning your radiator for optimal cooling?
So we're going to have our radiator in the top of the case on this build, but the biggest thing you want is to make sure the fans are pushing air through the radiator. So air coming in on the fan side, pushing it through the radiator and out the case or into the case, however you have it set up. But having them pushing air through is always better than having it pulling air through. That being said, if you've got a weird case and you got to have it pulling air through, it's still going to work. It's just not going to cool as well as if it was pushing.
Yeah. There you go. And this doesn't feel like a case that would be good for a push pull.
Yeah, you'd probably run out of room for a push pull on this case.
Got it.
Start bumping
Alrighty.
into RAM sticks.
Great shot right here of that large space below the main housing of the system. And that hole you see at the backside right there above my head, that is going to be for the power supply, so it has its own intake and exhaust. How is that helpful for the functioning of the system?
So the power supply doesn't create a ton of heat, but any heat that it does won't go into the main body of the case, so that's a good plus. The other thing is it just gives the case a really clean look. You're not going to see those cables coming out of it or anything.
Nice. There you go. Lido Drifter says, hey, I'm from Seattle. Good fish and chips claps hard. You're darn right. So there is, when I was working for Outpost Discovery with Halo and Xbox, I had an office in Redmond and an office in Atlanta and my home studio here in Portland. And so every time I would go up to the airport and I'd be done in there and get ready to fly out to wherever, I always stopped by the fish house that's in the airport because it's actually unbelievable. It's so good. I just was like, and I'm a happy little otter. I'm just gonna eat my fish and chips and call it a day. You're on Halo? Dare to explain? Yeah, I was the event programming manager for Halo Outpost Discovery. Back in 2019, we created a massive 5-city tour, bringing basically a fire base and a bunch of activities to all over the country. And in fact, CLX was the provider of all of our PCs. Because Reach was just barely coming out on PC, we had the E3 demo, which was awesome. It was fun. So, yeah. That's what I do. This would be a dream PC. Sojourn, hello. Yes. Let's see here. Mihiro, I'm gonna butcher this name, and I'm so unbelievably sorry. Mahoyama says my AO had the fan already attached to the radiator. I don't know if that's common though. Good. That's an excellent point.
So some radiators come out of the box with fans on them, some do not. Now we're using different fans, so even if this one did have fans out of the box, we were going to be swapping them out with a different one, these Fantex ones. But we like to put those fans on the radiator before it goes in the case, because you can see where these fans are. It would be a really big pain to try to get these long screws in while the radiator is mounted up there. It's way easier to do that outside of the case right here, and then you can just mount them all together. Way easier to do it that way. Anything that we can build outside of the case, we want to do. That's why you see us get pretty far along with the build before we actually mount the motherboard.
Let's see here. Pest says, you guys are typing so fast. I love you. It says, how do you win this beast? This is actually for a customer. A customer ordered this, Raquel in Georgia, and so we're excited to do that. Didn't play much Halo, but I did play a bit of old school Battlefront on PS2. Nice. I'm pretty sure I'm the oldest national championship title holder for Griffball.
Oh my.
Still.
Is anybody playing Fallout 76? I just bought it. It's $4 on Steam.
There's a reason for that.
Is it not good? I've never played it.
I'm sure they finally fixed it now. But man, when it came out, it was challenging to stay calm. Not because of what's in the game, just because of the game.
Okay. I was waiting on it to download. I didn't get to play it last night, but I was watching one of my buddies who was streaming it on Discord, and like the Pit-Boy menu looks so small. Like it didn't take up a ton of the screen. I was like, that looks a little weird, but it looks all right.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying it's all right after the update. Okay, Necro, I see that. Well, I'll be playing it a little bit. I got it downloaded now, but I didn't get to play it last night. But $4, I was like, I can't stay away from that.
Right, yeah. Let's see here. Cody Neal asks, when will the announcement for the Nyx Build be? Will be a little later on in the show. Hanep has a great question. Is the RTX 5070 better than the 4080?
Is the RTX 4070 better than the 4080?
Good question.
That is a bad question. No, it is not better. 4080 is better than the 4070.
You mean, no, 5070. 5070 versus 4080.
Okay, so when the 5070 came out, the 4080 was probably performing better in some games. Now the 5070 had the new DLSS, so that's really good and was probably better. But as time goes on, the gap between the 5070 and the 4080 is going to grow, with the 5070 being better. It's newer technology, so when new stuff comes out, it just handles games better. So on day of release of the 5070, the 4080 and 5070 are pretty close, with the 5070 probably being ahead. And then as more time goes on, that gap just gets bigger and bigger, with the 5070 being better than the 4080.
A Sharks man, a man of culture, I see.
Hey, we won.
There
We're
we go.
doing all right. We beat the Ducks. That was a pretty big deal last night.
The Flying V?
The Mighty Ducks. They couldn't handle us.
God dang, you guys are better than
You
the
know where
Russians.
the Ducks are from?
Yep.
Yeah, those were our Ducks.
I don't know how.
Damn it. Got a good one from Zuvo. I think is how you pronounce it. Maybe it's French. If you ship the PC to an international winner, would the GPU be disconnected and ship in a different box to avoid any damage during shipping?
Sometimes we do it. What do we got in these builds? We might. It looks pretty secure in there, and in these chassis that you can see behind us, we've got some really good anti-sag brackets. And then in all of our PCs, even if it's a regular or a smaller video card, we put foam inside the machine to hold that video card. So it depends on what it is. I'm a little far away I'm on my leash here, so I can't get super close to those, but we might. If it's international, and typically we can put the system in a big enough box where the video card can go inside that box, but depending on the video card, sometimes it has to be 2 separate boxes. So
Kiyoshi says, hi from France, bonjour. There we go. I think one of the only things I know how to say in French.
bonjour.
Aside from merde.
Is bonjour French? I thought it was Italian.
What? Buongiorno is Italian.
Oh, same thing.
Yeah.
You watching
They announce
Glorious
it-
Bastards
Yeah,
recently?
that's what I was thinking.
That's
all
a
I
good
got,
movie.
yeah.
Gorlami.
Yeah.
So, question coming in from Mahir over there on the far side says, also, the only thing, doesn't the 4080 have more RAM? Wait.
I don't remember the RAM off the top of my head.
MFG got it.
But even if it does, the 5070 is still going to perform better as time goes on. 4080 is still a great card, and if you have one, I wouldn't say you need to upgrade to a 5070. I wouldn't upgrade up to a 5070 from a 4080 because they're so similar. I wouldn't think that'd be worth the upgrade cost. But yeah, if you don't have a video card right now and you're asking me 4080 or 5070, it's going to be 5070 every day.
Let's see here. Customer opted for an HDD over an SSD. Well, the operating system is on an M.2 SSD. So it's 4 terabytes all on its own. That's a Samsung Evo 990 Plus. It is awesome. And then for the secondary drive is going to be a standard hard disk drive. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Download more RAM. It's cheaper now, says Mr. Battlefield. Yes, accurate, valid.
Did you know back in the day you used to be able to use a thumb drive to give you extra RAM?
Way back in the day.
Slow.
That
Bet
was,
you could.
yeah.
Fun fact.
Man. Let's see here. Coming in hot. Let's see here. Oh, I remember the SSD having limited read write. Is that still a thing? Good question.
I forget what the speeds are on the 990 Evo Plus, but it is extremely fast. Now that's what you're going to look at if you're looking at an M.2. You're also going to look at the transfer speed, so NVMe, whether it be Gen 4, Gen 5 is the most current one right now, but your read and write speeds are what you're going to look at now. They are incredibly fast, so your slowest NVMe drive is going to still be
7,000.
incredibly fast. Yeah. But yeah, this one's read speed is 7,250 megabytes per second. See what
And
its
Gen
speed.
5 is double that.
Yeah, it's
ridiculous.
It's absolutely crazy what the speeds are at now. But your slowest M.2 is going to be far and away better than any HDD. I mean, we're comparing extremely fast things right now. So
Madnarok has a great question over on the purple side. Says, what kind of power draw would we expect from this setup? I'm a trucker and I use an inverter. So if I win, I'm wondering if my 2200 watt inverter would power it.
Yeah, your 2200
That's
watt
a great question.
inverter should definitely power it. Now, I don't know what you're using for display or stuff. I'm assuming you just got a single monitor in there or something like that. But it would be enough. But the best thing I can tell you to do would use a power supply calculator. We recommend those a lot to people wondering what kind of wattage power supply they should get. So just PSU calculator, and then you can put in all the components and it will spit out a wattage for you.
I'm panicking, says USB is RAM. You know you're old when you remember that. And tapes and floppies and cartridges and
Banana clips with floppies.
Oh my God. Yeah, absolutely. Jump back over here to the. Ooh. Oh, Cody says, are your pre-built prices to go up soon due to Ramageddon?
It just
Interesting question.
Probably. I obviously can't predict the future here, but yeah, RAM prices are affecting us just like they're affecting everyone else. We don't have some secret RAM supplier who's still got them for what they used to be. So yeah, we're happy to have some RAM in stock that was at a lower cost, and we're not raising the prices on that stuff. But that is quickly running out, or it might be out already with the holidays. So yeah.
Yes. So I just messaged and replied to that. So Yassine asked, this giveaway is not for free. You have to buy an entry, right? No, absolutely not. Every single additional code that has been issued by us or the other vendors is all for free.
That's every giveaway we have ever done.
Yeah. You'll need to, there's some things you need to do, like show up to the streams to get the codes, but that's, there you go. But absolutely every single code that was given out initially for free. So there we go. Bonjour from France. Herodes, we've got a bunch of people from France in here today. Let's go.
Hello.
We haven't had this many people from France in a while.
We love your French fry invention. We love it here.
Oh my dear God! I apologize for my cat.
I had French for lunch today. I had some McDonald's French fries on my burger. I had the ultimate American French.
They call that a
combo.
Royale with cheese.
Ooh, that's right. That's right.
I am
Very good.
29 messages behind right now.
You guys are lucky we're not calling them freedom fries anymore.
Oh my dear God. Okay. Okay, so I'd like to thank all the CLX team for teaming up with CIG for promotional. Skywalker Kush, absolutely, dude. Do you prefer HOTAS or HOSAS? I have a HOTAS set up, but I don't have a HOSAS. I understand that is going to be easier. My thing is trying to figure out what button is what when you're assigning things in the key bindings. Like, what is this RT4 or LB6? Because there's just things all over it, and I just finally said, screw it, I'm gonna go back to keyboard and mouse. We need to bring thumb RAM back. There's a thing. I have a 2080 looking to. Here we go. I have a 2080 looking to upgrade. Should I get a 5080 or a 5070 Ti? Mostly play on ultra wide, no 4K gaming. Interesting.
5070 Ti, if you're not doing 4K.
Central ISO says, what are the minimum requirements for RTX 5090 for a Ryzen CPU, motherboard, and PSU to work smoothly?
So anything will be compatible with the 5090. Now, what you should do to not bottleneck is I would go with the Ryzen 7 would be your lowest round. So Ryzen 7, Ryzen 9. If you got the 5090, you're already at the top of the line, so you don't want to bottleneck that with a lower end CPU. And if you can afford the 5090, you can probably afford at least a Ryzen 7. So I would go with a 9800X3D on the low end, 9950X3D on the high end for that. Power supply, you're probably going to want an 850 watt minimum, but if it was me, I would do 1000 watt.
All right, coming back over here, and I do see you, YouTube. Hello. Maybe I should build a PC with an i3 third gen RTX 5090. Yeah, you do that. Let's see here. So, Sorcerer Von Croy has a very interesting question. I'm definitely not the guy to answer it. Can one use a thumb drive as your page pool file to save space on your main storage drives?
I don't know what a page pool file is.
Well, it's what page
Producer
that
Jason
you
says
throw in a pool.
no.
Okay, Jason says nope. There you go. Sir Chilicon hugs his 3060 and says it's okay. I won't old yeller you yet. Let's see here. Zuvu says I got a 1 terabyte SSD just before the prices started to get too high, so I can just make that as the boot drive and use the 4 terabyte one for games only.
Yep, you definitely can. Now, some games are recommending them be on an M.2. I know if you're playing Star Citizen, you definitely want that on M.2. But even when I downloaded the new Monster Hunter game, I had it on my HDD, and when I opened it up, it was for better performance, put it on an M.2. So I think that's the way things are going.
Let's see here. Oh. So DeathMech, good question, says, I actually want to ask what problems could be causing a red restart screen and computer fail when trying to play more demanding games?
So it could be anything. It's very hard for us to troubleshoot without having the system in here. But the first thing that I will always tell people, if you're noticing issues, whether it be shutting down or airing out or blue screening while you're in the middle of gaming, is probably some type of overheating where your PC is shutting itself off to protect itself. So I'd make sure your fans are spinning, there's not a lot of dust buildup or anything like that. It's typically, that's step one, but it could be anything.
And everybody in Twitch chat, I'm 49 messages behind, so you're going to have to give me a second to get through all the questions here. Yassine says, you have to be a customer to enter this giveaway. It's not free. That's wrong. Absolutely incorrect. Some of us had a jazz drive. Oh, dear God. Did I win, says Coastline Cody. We'll find out in here and very soon. Let's see here. I went to CIG to get my entries. Oh, that's not something I can help with. I always wanted a zip drive before those faded out. Yes. How does DLSS handle on 50 series cards with the fake frames? Is it noticeable? Good question.
I thought it was. I did the testing on Marvel Rivals right when we got our first 50 series card, and I thought it was awesome. It looked really good. The biggest thing that surprised me was your GPU utilization, like dropped drastically, like 20-30%. So I thought that was really, really cool. All
right, I'm gonna just some of these. If your question got skipped, please feel free to ask it again. Is a grim? Is a grim? It's a grim. There we go. Says DJ, I'm happy I got my PC with 64 gigs of DDR5 RAM and the 9800 X3D 9070 XT and the two 4 terabyte Lexar 790 SSD before Ramageddon. Yes, I'm also glad, Grim Dude, that you got that too at that point. You paid in June you paid $3,300 and paid for it in euros, converted to price because Germany, and now it would be 4,000 if it's crazy how it's going up. Greetings to you and the CLX staff from Germany. Guten Tag.
Hello.
I think I said that right.
My family's from Germany. Our last
name is
Schwarzenegger. That's pretty German.
Schwarzenegger?
Schwerdtfeger. That's a long one.
Well, that doesn't just roll off your tongue easily. Mm-hmm. Let's see here. We had a question about the giveaway. Yeah, all of the terms and conditions will tell you what countries are excluded from the giveaway, and that's going to be because of those countries' rules about how you can win. As far as the question about, as far as the question about taxation, that I do not have an answer for. That is way above my pay grade.
Taxation without representation is what?
There we go. Death Mexico, I know more about U.S. tax code than any other tax codes. Congratulations, because I don't. When will manufacturers use letters other than X or T for tech products? They also use K. See
X
here.
is just too cool looking.
Right?
What do you want, like a Tri-P cooler? No, you want a Tri-X cooler.
And remember, back on Xbox 360 days, if you had 3 X's in front and 3 X's in the back, you always got extra XP.
True.
Let's see here. Cody says, let's see here. What CPU should I upgrade to? I'm scared of dropping $300 only to get the wrong socket. Ah, yes. Socket alignment. You've got to have that. Paul?
Yeah, your socket type has to match or else it will obviously not go in. So what's your socket right now? What processor do you have before you can recommend an upgrade?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. See, jumping back up here. Yeah, I had a 64 gig RAM package picked out in October. It's checked again in December. It's 900. I picked a different one, but I still paid 650. Good Lord. I'm so sad for Ramageddon. I just started to upgrade my PC and give my wife's computer some parts, and the only thing her computer needs now is DDR5 RAM. Nice. Oh, we already answered that one. Never mind. Let's see here. What do you think about the Radeon X7800 XT? It's pretty much an awesome card, in my personal opinion. Okay, Captain Sorial, good question. What's the LCD screen around the AIO, and is it sold separately?
That is what makes the Tri-X cooler special. So if you buy a Tri-X panorama, that is what it comes with. So it's not like an extra added in thing or anything like that. Yeah, very nice. It's like 2 screens. You'll see once we get it on. But you can customize it a whole bunch of different ways. We've done a lot of custom videos and stuff for it. So it's very, very cool.
Yeah, Lassonde is correct about it's we have a 3700 XT that's going to be an AM4. So, Lesson mentioned that you could get up to the 5800 X3D, which is also a great processor. Just saying. And oh, here we go. I'm pretty sure I upgraded my 3950X to a 5950X on the same motherboard. I can't go any higher without a new motherboard on X570 motherboard right now.
That is
Got
correct.
it.
Yeah. So if you're wanting to go new motherboard, new processor, 9800 X3D is what I would go with.
Is the 9700X worth it over the 9600X for gaming?
Depends on what you're doing with it, what games you playing. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Adam points out there's almost 12 million. Here's almost 12 million entries for this giveaway. That's fantastic. I love it. Yeah, we have not announced it. We're going to do that here in just a bit. Right now, we want to talk about, I'm trying to get through all your questions and talk about the power supply, which of course is a 1000 watt ASRock Steel Legend 80 plus gold power supply. Now, this is it. Well, what kind of a power supply is this, Paul?
So this is fully modular.
There you go. What's the difference between that and a non-fully modular? Fully modular.
So fully modular power supply
EJ.
doesn't have any of the cables pre-soldered in. So you can see Zach's going through the cables right now. We've got ports on this end that will plug everything into. Makes your life a lot easier as a builder. If you can go fully modular, do it. It will make your building life easier. It'll make your tie-ups easier. It just looks really nice. Then if you ever need more cables in the future, you can just grab one out, plug it in.
Golden Ajza says, food for thought, do you think a 5950X would bottleneck a 5070 Ti, a 5080, or a 5090? Good question.
I don't think so. Maybe when you get to the 5090, but not the others. 5950X is still a pretty rockin' processor, even though it is a little old.
Liberty Walk says, it asks, is a 6750 XT still good in 2025 or 2026?
Oh, it's not bad, but it's definitely... Sorry, it's not bad,
if it
but
works.
It's definitely getting old. That's what I'll say.
Dude, right?
It's not going to be doing like any 2K, 200 frames a second new stuff, but that's okay.
Let's see here. Yeah, right. Is the case for the Star Citizen giveaway only one, or is it possible to buy it? Actually, it is a one-off. It is a unique design.
Yep.
Absolutely awesome, though. What's the average? Okay, here's a question from Isagrim. What is the average lifetime of a Corsair 360 Nautilus AIO water cooling, so I know when to look for replacements?
I mean, it's going to last you many, 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 many years. I don't know what the average lifetime is, but I would trust that thing to last for a decade. I've been using the same 360 AIO, mine's an Acetec, which is probably what your Corsair is, for like 8 years and haven't done anything to it. So I would expect it to last a very, very long time.
Let's see here. We're going to start with Asmok. Says, is there a significant difference in future proofing between 5060 and 5090? Yeah, huge. Performance between those two cards is
years longer than your 5060 as far as being able to play relevant games. Like, they're both going to work for a very long time, but playing things that are relevant at high frame rates and resolutions, the 5090 is going to be way better for years down the road.
I'm panicking over on the Kickstarter. Says, to execute my full upgrade plan, not even to capacity, it's the same price as a nice new car now, and that's shopping for used / refurbished sticks. Good grief.
Well, I'm panicking. Panic. Just get the car, bro. Get the car.
Just get the car.
Drive the car. Well, I guess, okay. We might have too many. 50 60 Ti, 5090, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 5060, 5090, 50 going to recommend illegal activities, but maybe we shouldn't do that.
There was a question that I knew. It was like, bomber, HR bomber, human relations bomber. Which color RGB gives more FPS in games? And
Purple.
I am very glad that I have turned on my filters today, because I was about to say something hilariously, possibly inappropriate. So, I don't know, Paul?
Purple.
Purple. There you
We've
go.
tested it.
Let's see here. You're in Bulgaria? Welcome from Bulgaria. Welcome. Glad to have you here. What's the point of the $1,000 motherboard from MSI or others? Good question, Juds.
It's got a ton of extra features. So if you're going to do like a lot of overclocking and stuff like that, a lot of like messing around in the BIOS, a lot of that stuff, then that one's for you. If you're not going to do that, that board is not for you. I don't do that stuff on my personal rig. So I go with a standard motherboard for my builds.
10 pound 42 has a great video for optimizing settings for best frame rates. As a recommendation too. Any recommendations for frame rates from Rampart? There you go. Also, the two-sided LCD screen for the AIO in the Oracle PC I won is gorgeous. I switch it every now and then. And I just want to point out, because we always have that one person in some chat. It's like, it's not real. Nobody ever wins it. It's just for marketing. No, one of my mods won it.
Necro won it.
Necrorizo. Yes. Okay, now, Yola Boy says, how much does it affect companies that build PCs now that the RAM will be sold to AI? That's interesting. Paul?
What was the question?
That's you. How much do you think it'll affect the companies now that PCs are using RAM for AI?
I mean, if you're talking about like RAM prices right now, because all those companies are buying all up, yeah, it's going to make everything more expensive for a bit.
Deathmax over here giving tax advice about the giveaway. That's fantastic. It's like, I just think it's a bit funny that I'm so invested in helping with tax portions of this giveaway. Strato says, I have a good question. My friend has an i5 6500, and I'm giving him my old MSI 3060 Ti. This is an upgrade for his GTX 530. Talk about an upgrade, good lord. Yeah. Will there be a bottleneck with his CPU, or will he at least be getting performance boost?
No, he'll get a good performance boost from that, for sure. You want that 6500? Geez, a 530. The first PC I ever built in like 2009 or 2010 was a GTX 560. So that's that same generation. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Let's see here. Hi guys from South Africa. Deep freeze. Hello, welcome in from South Africa. Good to hear from you. I'm assuming that it's also summer there. I have friends and family that all live in Australia, and it's hot. They have a hot Christmas, hot New Year's. It's crazy. Let's see here. They are starting to sell bare bones without RAMs, Cosine Cody says. Ouch.
That's wild. I haven't seen that.
Yeah. Let's see here. Asmuk says, didn't one person win a PC 2 times? Salix giveaways are legit. Not being sarcastic. Oh, yeah. We had, so, an individual won, but didn't respond to the email in the 24 hours that it takes to do that. And so it went to someone else. And then I think it was 2 or 3 giveaways later that he won it again. We're like, all right, well, there you go. Yeah, and we don't have and we have nothing to do with the choosing. This is all handled in the Gleam app. Taking notes on this so I can do some later research. Absolutely, I would love to hear what you come up with. Villadrift is obviously very into colors. Is it to overclock I'm assuming this will be, is it okay to overclock a 1050 Ti on a laptop? And if yes, how much?
I wouldn't overclock anything on a laptop. There's not a lot of cooling in there. But I mean, if you're getting ready to throw it away, then sure. Overclock. overclock to your heart's content on your 1050 on the laptop. Let it go out in a bang.
God. Empress Ario says, my question, my motherboard had a resistor blowout a while ago, and I've been running with the laptop for a bit. Should I get a new motherboard or stick with the laptop? Laptop has a 13th Gen i7 and a 4070. The desktop is a 3050 and an 11th Gen i9.
Oh, stick with the laptop for sure, no question.
Yeah.
When you're ready to go back to a desktop, just get new hardware. But yeah, you're gonna like save all your storage drives. You're gonna have to upgrade your RAM to DDR5. So you could save like your storage drives, the case, the cooler. You wouldn't have to buy everything brand new, but yeah, you're gonna want a new motherboard, CPU, memory. Depending on if you had like an M.2 for your storage, you're gonna want one of those. So, but right now your laptop's gonna run way better than if you just got a new motherboard that was compatible with all those components.
Always leave it to Ben Sushon to ask questions that are just like, because can I get a tax write-off on the PC if I'm studying computer science? You know what? We're going to leave that one to our friend who knows things about taxes. Coming down here.
I had a guy who just wrote exempt on his tax return for like 4 years in a row. It did not work out well for him, but he didn't pay taxes for a while, so probably don't do that.
Okay, now, what you can see him holding right there is our RTX 5070 Ti by MSI, which is great. And these are really, really good cards. So, Zach, when you're installing a graphics card, what's your best piece of advice for how to do it and so that it's done safely and correctly?
Yes, so what we want to do is we want to make sure that our I/O is open. So this is a 2-slot card, so we've got our 2 slots open, and then we want to make sure that our PCI lane is clear and unlocked or open as well. So if all that's opened up, then we should just be able to gently line all of this up in place and hear a little click, and we're one step closer to gaming.
So close.
Nice. There you go. And I do believe we are getting much, much closer to discovering our winner. Yes. Let me know if you have any other questions. I'll do some research on the side, watching the stream. There you go. Look at that. People contributing. I'm so happy with that kind of interaction. Let's see here. Case in point, LTT switched the cooling solution on gaming laptops with a chilled water loop. They got comparable performance to the desktop version of the CPU. Interesting. Is Max Verstappen talking? I haven't been called Max in a very long time. I'm kidding. It's not me. It is too late to enter Warhand. It has closed. Of hiding the fact that I'm the winner of this damn. Did paint on my home system, though. I'd start streaming if that Horus fell to me. Nice. And now, as we're getting closer here, how good can PCIe NVMe M.2 adapter be good, or they are useful if you buy cheap ones?
What?
I don't understand that question. Okay. Feeling lucky. Everybody's crossing their fingers. Isn't that the AE5 Plus in the way of the GPU fans there? Won't that cause issues with cooling? Or no? That's a fantastic question.
It is close, so you might think so, but no. The cooling is very good. It's got a triple fan card on there, so it will be just fine. And all of our systems, after they're built, we go through and load the operating system. Everything goes through a 12-hour burn-in or a stress test, where we really stress the system for a long time and make sure there's no overheating issues or anything like that. So even if there was, it would pop up in testing and we would figure out a solution.
As always, fantastic cable management. Let's see here. And one final question here from Steve Ferrino. It says, are people still having issues with the 12-volt high-power connectors melting and stuff? That's an excellent question.
I haven't seen any issues in a long, long time.
There you go. Dream PC, absolutely. Get her into co-op gaming? Yes, absolutely agreed. So, now that we're getting this all put back together, I'm excited because we're going to see this thing turn on and it's going to be beautiful. Beautiful. But before we turn it on...
No girls allowed.
What?
Does someone put can a girl win the giveaway? Like, oh my god.
All right. Let's go ahead and tell you who won. So,
is it
this
time?
individual, it is time.
Oh my
It's time.
goodness.
Our winner on X, Twitter, I hate calling it X, is C. Sedkar. On Twitch, it is UK_BZ. That is who it is, UK_BZ, Bravo Zeta. And that is the winner. Congratulations, you've won this amazing set of PCs. Now, the winner has 24 hours to answer the email and respond in order to get the PC, or it re-rolls. So,
You're good. No.
I guess you can hope they don't check their emails. I don't know.
What happened?
There you go.
DJ said they won the set. You win one of the PCs.
Yeah, you get one of the
You don't
PCs.
win both. Okay.
Oh, no, I didn't say that. The one of them is going to the Manchester office. The other is going to go to you, and you'll have a matching system that is absolutely amazing. So, with that being said, we're going to get all that cleaned up. Look at that. Beautiful, clear, pristine.
Are they both going to UK then?
Oh, maybe.
No, oh, yeah, I guess they are. UKBZ, I'm assuming, is in the
come
UK.
on.
Looks like they're both going to the UK. Oh, my goodness. They're going to be...
It's a dynasty. It's a dynasty.
UK. Rigged.
Invisible Squid says praying on that person not checking their emails.
Hey, they're asleep right now over there.
Right? Fish and chips won the day. Alrighty, so let's check out what we've done for Raquel in Georgia. Whenever we're ready. Go for it.
Ooh.
Okay, that big fan in the back actually looks wicked.
It's nice.
It's interesting the difference in the 140s versus the 120s. You really can see the difference. But the color is fantastic. I absolutely love the way that it looks. And you've got that LED bar on the bottom of the case that's aiming up, while you've got all of that air filtration opportunity for everything in the bottom. All right. So with that being said, in just a few, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, you're going to get to spend the afternoon with Zach as he continues to build even more incredible PCs. This show happens every Tuesday and Thursday starting at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 Eastern. This Thursday, obviously not, because it's New Year's. Yeah. Oh, my God. Sorry. I'm watching what the fans are doing. What the hell is that? That's amazing.
That's the power of RGB, DJ.
Mm-hmm. That's
I'm
the
so
work of, that's the work of cameras and
Can you believe it?
I'm so freaking impressed right now. I'm just like,
almost 2026.
That is
filters.
rad.
Filters,
Oh my
baby.
gosh. All right. So to find out more about all things that are going on with CLX Gaming, you can head over to YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, or Threads, and check us out at CLX Gaming. You can also jump over to our Discord with a bunch of like-minded gaming enthusiasts and PC enthusiasts at discord.gg/CLX Gaming. We also have a thread in there if you've got a CLX PC where you can just post a picture of it. Our winners have been doing it. Our customers have been doing it. It's wonderful to get to see what you're doing with it. So, with that being said, on behalf of Jason and Kyle on production, Paul and Zach, I'm DJ Blue PDX. Stick around. There's more coming up after the break. We'll be right back.
Later, bros.
Bye. What is up? Welcome back, Scooby Gang. What is going on? Hopefully everybody is having a fantastic week. I hope you guys had some pretty fun holidays. Hope you guys are ready to count down those minutes and drink sparkling cider. Very yummy. Alrighty, this is a pretty cool one today. As you can tell, it is a very pretty case. This is a black NV5 with our Celestial Flora print job on it. So it's very good looking. And we're going to be dropping in this today, an Intel i5 14600 kilo Foxtrot. That's a pretty cool one. We've got with us a 240 liquid cooler. That's one fan smaller than a 360.